Developing now, we are just hours from Title 42 officially expiring. The COVID-19 era restriction led to migrants being turned away at the southern border. Now the country is preparing for an influx. Organizations in Metro Atlanta say they are ready to offer assistance. Ariana Manise has more for us. Ariana, the state's getting millions of dollars to help with the surge.
Days from now, state leaders are getting ready for the end of Title 42. That could bring an increase in migrants along the southern border.
Title 42 started during the Trump administration to slow the spread of COVID-19. It allows the government to turn away some migrants.
So Molly Oak is following this story for us this morning.
Molly, we're getting response from state leaders and some legal experts.
Happening now with just days before the end of Title 42, state lawmakers are preparing for an expected surge of migrants along the southern border. So what is Title 42? The order started during the Trump administration. It allowed the government to turn away migrants to slow the spread of COVID-19.
Well, today protesters are gathering at the Georgia state capitol to speak out against a proposed law aimed at undocumented immigrants. Groups representing Georgia's immigrant community will discuss the arrest of Jose Ibarra. 11 Alive's Jerry Carnes has more.
People who cross the Mexico-U.S. border could have their sights set on Metro Atlanta. A border restriction that was put in place during COVID-19 has expired, but new rules are in place for people seeking asylum. For anyone looking to start a new life here in the U.S., one thing needs to happen.
It is. Take a look. Title 42 set to expire tonight. The policy started at the beginning of the pandemic to reduce the spread of COVID, letting authorities turn back migrants at our borders. But now fear is only growing that at 11:59 tonight, when Title 42 expires, we will see an unprecedented influx of asylum seekers.
Images of desperate families making a long and dangerous walk to flee their countries have been all over the news, and it's only intensified the political debate over border security.
Well, now Atlanta has secured $7 million that the mayor will use to offset the financial impact of migrants trying to relocate here.
We're learning more about the murder of a nursing student who was out for a jog in Georgia. Her name, she was 22 years old. Her name was Laken Riley. She was attacked and killed while running on a college campus Thursday morning. Now, officials are calling this a crime of opportunity. The man accused in her death, Jose Ibarra, lives nearby. Mark Strassman has the story.
Morning, Cheryl. The anticipated end to Title 42 has metro cities like Atlanta preparing for hundreds of migrants who for months were unable to make their way to the U.S. Title 42, the pandemic-era border policy, it did allow the U.S. to immediately expel migrants from the southern border.
When COVID restrictions are lifted Thursday, immigration attorney Charles Cook says we can expect to see videos of tons of people,
thousands of them,
coming to the U.S.-Mexico border. But Cook says with the end of restrictions, the U.S. will have the power to review each request for asylum and deport any migrant who doesn't qualify to stay, all under orders from the president.
He says immigrants choose Georgia because of open jobs. According to the Vera Institute, roughly 1 million immigrants live in Georgia. That's 11% of the state's population. More than 3/4 of them live in Metro Atlanta, and more than half are at risk of deportation.